He is on mute. ट्राई करते हैं अनम्यूट करना.
Hands raised high together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we welcome you all once again for today evening discussion, and we are in the fourth part of our discussion that we have been doing from last week on the topic of the legend of Shri Ram. Is a session where we are discussing about some doubts that people have about Ramayana, about the pastimes of Lord Ram. And, apparently it seems like a contradiction, but it is not. So we have been discussing that. And at the end of the session, we talk about the legend of Ram, how it is being accepted, how it is found all over the world in different parts of the world. In other words, we're trying to discuss how Vedic culture was actually prevalent all over the world. However, in the last several centuries and so forth, because of the foreign rule or because of the invasions of different religious invasion by different armies and different cultures, slowly and gradually the Vedic culture was diminished from various places in the world. So that's the second part of the discussion. So to begin with, the part one. In the part one, we had discussed the following questions about how a Supreme Personality of Godhead can be appeared in a human form. And the second question was, if he is Supreme Lord, how come the consort of the Supreme Lord can be kidnapped? So generally people ask this question, and it's important for all of us to know, because as you all are growing up, of course, some questions could be a little bit difficult for you to understand, but as you all are growing up, you will come across these challenges. People will challenge you, and then with these questions, your faith would be challenged, so you should know the answers. Some questions, as I said, could be a little too much for young kids, but some of you are almost teenagers, so I hope this will be all right. The third question that we had addressed in our second session on this topic is about Lord Ram killing a Shudra. And since then, many atheists and non-believers, they blame that Lord Ram was actually a casteist. He was from an upper birth, from a Kshatriya, so he did not respect the lower caste and lower birth people like that. So we spoke about it. Oh, sorry, the third question was killing Vali. I was thinking about and the fourth question was about killing Shudra. So third question was killing a Vali unfairly. And the fourth question was about the Shudra. And now we come to today's topic, today's discussion. So the two questions we are raising today, question number 5 and 6. Don't go with the English written up on the slide. Don't go with the word male chauvinist and all that. I'll make it simple. Some people say that Lord Ram was unfair towards the woman class. He acted a little too harshly towards the woman. And particular example they quote is of Mother Sita. When Mother Sita was rescued, when Lord Ram had killed Ravana, and then when Sita was rescued and she was brought to Lord Ram, then Lord Ram asked Mother Sita to enter the fire to prove his chastity. So some people, again, atheists, those who don't believe in God, and they want to find a fault, so they take a Ramayana and they say, see, how it can be a God who's partial, How can God, the Lord can ask the dearmost devotee of his to enter fire? So we'll be talking about it. And second thing, another very heart-rendering event that happened was later on, Mother Sita was asked by Lord Ram to leave. In other words, Lord Ram had sent Sita away. So again, people complain how Lord Ram can send his wife away from the kingdom when she was pregnant and so forth. So we'll look into these two complaints of doubts today. So let's begin with the first thing. Sita enters fire. So far, all of us are together. Are you able to get it? Raise your hands or otherwise reply on the chat box. I hope it's not difficult subject matter. Okay, good. All of you able to get it. So let's talk about Mother Sita. Although we completed whole Ramayana for all of you, I don't think so we could have had a session where we spoke at length about Mother Sita. So today I'll a little bit speak about it, speak about Mother Sita, and then we'll proceed with the discussion. So Mother Sita, as all of you know, the daughter of King Janak. She was the princess, and she was brought up or raised with great royalty and pomp. And we had discussed about Sita Swayamvar ceremony, how Lord Ram went there and he broke the Dhanush of Shivji and so forth. So Mother Sita, as Valmiki Muni writes in Ramayana, was extremely beautiful, a chaste lady with all noble qualities. And as we all know from Ramayana, that she was very much devoted to Lord Ram. Some examples of her devotion to Lord Ram. Now, when Lord Ram was asked by Dashrath Maharaj on behalf of Keikei to go to the forest, so Lord Ram came to Mother Sita, to his wife Sita, and he said that my father had given a vow to Keikei, and I have to fulfill the vow. And according to the vow, I have to go to the forest for 14 years. That time, Lord Ram came to take permission from Mother Sita. He didn't came to Sita to ask her to come along with him. And when Lord Ram said, I am here to inform you and take your permission so I can go and fulfill the vow of my father. That time, Mother Sita, Sita Devi, the wife of Lord Ram, became very upset. She said, how can you think of taking permission? Do you think that you will go to the forest and I will live in the palace? My dear Lord Ram, wherever is Ram, there is Ayodhya. If Ram is in forest, then Ayodhya is there. Then all the pleasures and the comfort of life is there wherever you are there. I don't mind going to the forest and facing the austerities and challenges of the life of an ascetic in the forest as compared to the sufferings that I have to undergo by being alone in the palace in your absence. So like that, Mother Sita was the one who actually requested Lord Ram to take her along with him to the forest. And now think about Mother Sita. Mother Sita had grown in a royal environment. She had never walked barefoot. She had eaten all her life the best of the delicious food, and she had lived in the all comfort of a palace. And now, voluntarily, Mother Sita is accepting a life of an ascetic where she'll have to walk barefoot. She will have to eat some fruits and berries which are found in the forest, and she'll have to sleep on a floor. Not even anything would be there to put on the floor. So Mother Sita was aware of it, and she was willing to do all the sacrifice, and that shows her devotion to Lord Ram. And in fact, it's not about the austerities in the forest, but what about the dangers in the forest? She would have wild animals. So she was willing to risk her life to come along and be with Lord Ram, forgetting all the challenges that she would have to face. And in those days, there is a difference in those days and today. Today, you might find some wild animals. In those days, they were not only wild animals, they were man-eaters, rakshasas. You all have read about Ramayana, right? We have been discussing, and you might have seen so many demons that Lord Ram and Lakshman killed. But they were man-eaters, and Sita was very well aware of it. Yet, so voluntarily, she chose to go along with Lord Ram, and that's the reason Ramayana glorifies Mother Sita as being highly devoted to Lord Ram. And as we know that later on, Valmiki ji mentions in Ramayana, when Sita, Ram, Lakshman were at Panchvati, then Ravana came and kidnapped Sita. We have discussed this whole incident of Ravana kidnapping Sita. And then Sita had to spend literally 1 year in Lanka. And how much troubles, how much anxiety and stress she had to go through. because Ravana would come and torture her, trouble her every day. Yet Sita was so committed, so devoted to Lord Ram, never ever once she accepted, or she even thought of accepting the proposal of Ravana. Now, all these things have happened. That's the reason some people talk about that Sita was so devoted to Lord Ram all through. That how can Lord Ram ask Sita to enter fire? This is unacceptable. So, what had happened? When Lord Ram killed Ravana, Lord Ram asked Hanuman, go give the news to Sita that Ram had killed Ravana and now she should get ready to come here and we'll go back to Ayodhya. So Hanumanji went and gave the greatest news to Mother Sita that Ramji had killed Ravana and now is your time to come back to Ayodhya. Let's go and meet Lord Ram. And at that point of time, Vibhishan had arranged a great procession and on Palaki, Mother Sita was carried and brought in front of Ram. And Mother Sita had tears in her eyes with an expectation to see Lord Ram almost after a year, almost after a whole year. And when Mother Sita came, that time, Lord Ram did not even look at Sita because he wanted to set an example. And Mother Sita was surprised. What happened? Why Lord Ram is not looking at me? And that time, Lord Ram said, hey Sita, 1 year ago, you were kidnapped by Ravana. Today, by killing Ravana and by rescuing you from the hands of Ravana, I have restored the dignity of our Ikshvaku dynasty. And I've also performed my duty as a husband and have taught a lesson to all the mankind to follow that husband has a responsibility to protect his wife. And as a leader, I have also shown by my example that a leader should always lead and protect his dynasty's dignity and so forth like that. But the Lord Ram said, as a ruler, as a king of Ayodhya, a ruler has to be also sensitive of public criticism. I don't want anyone to criticize me saying that I accepted. Now you have to understand from that time of culture. At that time, the culture was, in those days in the history, if a if if a wife or if a woman have stayed in someone else's house after getting married, someone else's house, then she would not be accepted back by her husband. So similarly, Lord Ram said, because this has happened, so just to avoid any kind of public criticism and and to restore your position also, Mother Sita, I want you to prove your chastity by entering the fire. So this was the external thing. As all of you know, we have already discussed about Maya Sita. You all remember? So, the Maya Sita had come when Ravana had kidnapped. It was not actually Ravana had kidnapped Sita, but Ravana had kidnapped the Maya Sita. That was Vedvati. So Lord Ram, through this pastime, the example setting of through this Leela, actually Lord Ram wanted the Vedvati to go back to the fire, to the Agni Devta, and Mother Sita to come back. Most importantly than this, Lord Ram wanted to glorify Sita, Sita's devotion and chastity. Because as we all know, Mother Sita entered the fire and then she came out as it is. Although Lord Ram took a blame upon himself, where some atheistic people would blame him later on in the future, कि भगवान राम ने Mother Sita के संग इतना बड़ा अन्याय करा. But look at today, Mother Sita is glorified for her devotion, and that was one of the biggest examples for which Lord Ram wanted Mother Sita to go through this trial. However, some people just don't understand it. They think Lord Ram did an injustice. No, it was not an injustice. It was a plan for by Lord Ram to glorify Mother Sita. So that's the first question. And the second question that comes is about, why did Lord Ram abandon Sita? Why did Lord Ram send Sita to the forest? So as you all know, now they have come back to the Ayodhya. Lord Ram has been coronated. They have been living peacefully. And one day, Lord Ram got to know that someone in the kingdom is criticizing Lord Ram because he had accepted Sita. And at that point of the culture, as I said before, if a lady has stayed in someone else's house, someone else's place, then she cannot be accepted. So when Lord Ram heard this, he was greatly hurt. And Lord Ram at that point of time asked Mother Sita, he asked Lakshman to take Mother Sita to the ashram of Valmiki. Now, why did Lord Ram have to do it? So first of all, as we all know, Lord Ram had appeared here, of course, to kill Ravana. And also, as you know, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, to establish dharma, to establish religion. Lord Ram is also known as, you know, uh, what is it? I'm missing the word in the Hindi. In other words, Lord Ram is known for setting up an exemplary character. And as a ruler, he wanted to teach a lesson for all the mankind to come for the rest of the history, that how a ruler or a leader should be willing to undergo personal sacrifices for the happiness and for the good of the larger society. Because Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita says, Yad yad acharati shreshthas, tat tat eva taro janaha. सायत प्रमाणम कुरुते लोकस्तद अनुवर्तते. ये भगवद गीता का तीसरे अध्याय का 21वां श्लोक है. ये आप लोग का होमवर्क श्लोक है. Okay, this is a verse that you all can remember, and when we meet tomorrow we'll see if you have learned it or not. So here Krishna says whatever a leader does, everyone else follows. So Lord Ram, he had come to teach us lesson how to follow dharma and how to be a perfect role model in the society. So Lord Ram being a perfect role model, as a husband, as a king, he wanted to teach how to rule. So that's the reason why Lord Ram asked Mother Sita to go. Now, why still people find faults with Lord Ram for this section? The reason is, आज की तारीख में जो आज के लोग हैं, they don't understand the value of sacrifice, because particularly the devotees of the Lord don't find faults. It is it is the atheistic class of people who think the Lord does not exist, and they consider Ram as an ordinary human, and they think today's time I would not sacrifice for the sake of the society, so Ram should not have also done it. Along with the atheists, there are also some kind of believers in God. Actually, they don't believe in God, but they have some faith based on different reasons. And I've spoken about this reason in one of our session called as Does God Exist? ये आप लोगों के एजुकेयर प्लेलिस्ट में यूट्यूब पे है. I would request if you get time to hear it. There are these 4-5 categories of people who externally believe in God, but actually they have no understanding about the God. So they say, why Lord Ram had to do the sacrifice? Because in today's world, everyone is living for their own selfish interest, so they cannot understand Lord Ram's personal sacrifice. However, the question comes, how did Mother Sita respond to it? Nowhere Valmiki ji writes in Ramayana that Mother Sita complained or she criticized Lord Ram. Mother Sita knows who she is. Mother Sita recognizes who Lord Ram is, the Lakshmi Narayan, So she understands the purpose for which Lord Ram has appeared in this world. And that's the reason, although it was very difficult for her to, be away from Lord Ram, but yet she accepted that wholeheartedly, knowing that Lord Ram has come to this world to teach people about dharma and to set an example of a role model. Second thing, people say that Mother Sita was abundant. Now, what is abundant means? Any one of you know, or is it a little heavy word? Anyone recognizes what is the meaning of word abundant? Let's see, somebody is saying something. Abundant, neglected, to leave. No, abundant ka matlab hota hai, neglected is more or less correct. Abundant means to leave somebody on their own, which means they say जी भगवान राम ने सीता को जंगल में छोड़ दिया था और उनका कुछ ख्याल नहीं रखा था, and she had to suffer, she had to struggle to maintain herself. अगर आज के समय में देखा जाए, if he uses the word abundant, it means the husband would leave his wife on her own. So now wife has to look after herself. But that was not the case. Lord Ram did not abandon Sita. What did Lord Ram do? Lord Ram asked Lakshman, hey Lakshman, आप सीता को ले जाकर वाल्मीकि के आश्रम में छोड़ दीजिए, so that she is properly taken care, and I have also followed my dharma to be a king, to be an appropriate king, because for a king, he has to have a faith of all his dependents. And if the followers do not have a faith in the king cannot perform his duties. So Lord Ram asked Lakshman, please go and you leave her in the ashram of Valmiki, so she's taken care But Valmiki, she's provided for everything like that. Now, does it mean Lord Ram stopped loving Sita? Now, in Valmiki Ramayana, there are 4 chapters. Valmiki ji 4 chapter Ramayana में dedicate करते हैं about Lord Ram's love for Sita. हमने पार्वती और शिवजी जी की कहानी की चर्चा करी थी. तो if you remember, when Sati or Parvati saw Lord Ram, उस समय भगवान राम जंगल में हाथ ऊपर करके Hey Sita, where are you, Sita, where are you? Like this, Lord Ram was wandering in the forest, crying for Sita. When at that point of time, Sita had been already kidnapped. अगर भगवान राम सीता को प्रेम नहीं करते, तो भगवान राम सीता को खोजते ही क्यों? और सीता के विरह में सीता सीता बोल के इधर उधर क्यों भटकते? So सबसे पहली बात तो ये that Valmiki writes about Ramayana that Lord Ram loved Sita as much as Sita loved Ram. Lord Ram was devoted to Sita as much as Sita was devoted to Lord Ram. And second thing, very, very beautiful thing that happened. Because now Lord Ram, he is a king, he has to continue to perform his duties. So उस समय राजा होने के नाते the king had to perform many sacrifices, many yajnas, fire yajnas. तो जब राजा को यज्ञ परफॉर्म करना होता था तो राजा कभी यज्ञ अकेले नहीं कर सकता था. राजा को अपनी पत्नी के संग वहां पे यज्ञ में भाग लेना होता था. अगर उसकी पत्नी वहां नहीं होगी तो वो यज्ञ सफल नहीं माना जाता था. तो उस समय the seers, the chief priest requested Lord Ram कि आपका राजा होने के नाते धर्म बनता है that you perform yajna, and for yajna to be successful, we need to have a wife, but now Sita is not here, so can you please get married? Lord Ram said, I'm sorry, I cannot do it. Now it was a time in the history when the kings were allowed to have more than one wife. Does anyone know how many wives did Dashrath Maharaj had? Did anyone know or has any clue? Or had we discussed? How many wives Dashrath Maharaj had? No. The 4 were prominent, but Dashrath Maharaj had 300 wives. 300 wives Dashrath Maharaj had. So in those days, the king were allowed to have multiple queens. But Lord Ram said, no. I have taken a vow to Mother Sita that I will not accept any other wife except for her. And that was a devotion of Lord Ram. And that time Lord Ram said, rather than getting married, I will get a golden deity. Do you see in the photo? He said, I'll get a golden deity of Mother Sita. And through that, we'll perform our sacrifice. And through that, we'll get the result of our sacrifice. And like that, the golden image of Mother Sita was carved. And जब भी भगवान राम को had to perform yajna or sacrifice like this, the sacrifice was performed. So in this way, we can see how Lord Ram was devoted to Mother Sita. तो इस second question के लिए हमने 4 प्रमुख कारणों का चर्चा करा. 4 main reasons. People say that Lord Ram abandoned Sita. No, Lord Ram was not harsh, was not cruel. He is the supreme personality of Godhead for the sake for the first time, and plus he loved Mother Sita. So 4 reasons. I'll give you the summary again. सबसे पहली बात, because Bhagwan Ram, he had come for the purpose of establishing dharma, so he had to act in an exemplary manner. He had to be an example in the society for all the rulers. So for that reason, he was bound by the duty. So because somebody had doubted him from his kingdom, he had no other alternative than to send Sita away. So first reason, because he had to be exemplary. Second, माँ सीता ने भगवान राम के निर्णय पे कोई दोष नहीं, कुछ क्रोध नहीं किया था, and she did not find any fault with Lord Ram because she knew Lord Ram's purpose of descent. Third, सीता को abandon नहीं करा गया था, सीता को जंगल में छोड़ा नहीं गया था. भगवान राम ने सीता को वाल्मीकि के आश्रम में भेजा था. वो वाल्मीकि का आश्रम आज भी उत्तर प्रदेश में कानपुर के पास जगह है बिट्ठूर. वेरी ब्यूटीफुल प्लेस बिट्ठूर, जहाँ पे वाल्मीकि जी का आश्रम है. वहां पे लक्ष्मण जी ने मदर सीता को वाल्मीकि के आश्रम में छोड़ा था. और चौथी चीज, लॉर्ड राम was as much as devoted to Mother Sita as Mother Sita to Lord Ram, and this is one of the example. Lord Ram getting a golden image of Mother Sita to attend the fire sacrifices. So like this, we have addressed our doubt number 5th and 6th, and tomorrow when we'll meet will be our last session on Ramayana, And these two questions we'll take tomorrow. And with that, we would have discussed most of the Ramayana and also some doubts which people have. So we'll discuss this tomorrow. Let's come to the second part of presentation. And the second part of presentation is the legend of Ram and the Vedic culture all over the world. So far, we have discussed Southeast Asian countries. We have spoken about Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Burma. We have spoken about China. We have spoken about Japan, Russia, and so forth. So, okay. I'll quickly go through it. I was planning to hide these slides. So we have already discussed this. I'll go quickly ahead. And we have last time discussed about Russia also. So today we are going to speak about Europe. And that's our discussion for today. Ramayana in Europe. You see this carving? This was a carving which was found during archaeological excavations in Italy. I'll tell you some more interesting things about Shri Rama in Europe. First point, one of the most ancient city, यूरोप की सबसे एंशियंट सिटी जो है उसका नाम है रोम. वो इटली का कैपिटल है मेरे ख्याल से, या कैपिटल ऑफ इटली, एंड उसका नाम है रोम. एंड द नेम ऑफ रोम केम फ्रॉम द वर्ड रामा. Rome became Rama. Rome is in that's how we know English, and Rama is in Sanskrit. So Sanskrit is the original language. उसकी हम चर्चा कर चुके हैं. And from Sanskrit, all other languages later on manifested or came into existence. So this letter O, Roma or Rama in Sanskrit, just like Nasa. Nasa means Nasika. Nasika means nose. So Nasa becomes Nasa, Nasika becomes nose in English. Similarly, Rama became Rome in English. So the Rome, the city Rome, name was after the name of Lord Ram. Now, अगर इटली में अगर एक शहर का नाम राम के ऊपर था, तो कुछ और connections भी होनी चाहिए. And there is an interesting connection. I'll give you a little hint. Now, similarly, Rome, then meant to be the city of Rama, supreme God. Very interesting, huh? The city was founded on the 21st April, 753 BC. You know what was there on this particular date, on 21st April? This 21st April was Ramanavami, the appearance day of Lord Rama, and that was the day the city of Rome was founded. Let's take to some more interesting point. But who were the founders of Italy? Italy को किसने found करा था? At that point of time, there was I would say, a class of people, ancient people, civilization, which were known by the name of Etruscans. They were the one who had founded Italy, and they were the one who were actually more or less widespread present all over Europe. And Italy, when excavations were carried out, this is just a couple of decades before, when Italy mein excavations were going on, they found remains of the ancient Etruscan civilization. And they found their houses, the walls, and their artifacts. And very interestingly, they found images like this. This is one of the image. Any guess what you see in the image here? You see one man in the front, one man in the back, and looks like a lady holding a flower. And you see a man in the front having a bow and arrow, and you see a man at the back is also having something, some weapon in his hand. Who do you think this picture represents? And like this kind of pictures and artifacts were found when they excavated. Yes, Sita, Ram, Lakshman. So the idea is, Sita, as we have discussed so far, that how over a period of time the Vedic culture was adopted into a particular cultural context. It looks like more like a European dress, but this is how it has been described there. And something very interesting, just like we have Rome, Rama, a city based on the name of Lord Rama, there is another city by the name of Ravana. Ravana sounds familiar, sounds like on the name of Ravana. You see this Google map here? And these two cities are entirely diametrically opposite to each other on the map of Italy. One is on the western coast and one is on the east coast. So this is on the bottom, you see Rome, named after Rama, apparently, and this is Ravana, named after apparently Ravana. Two diametrically opposite things like that. Let's see some more things. Uh, this is a shivling. Uh, where it was found, I'll tell you briefly. Let's take a look at this thing first. The word Vatican, which is in Italy, is derived from the Sanskrit word Vatika. And Vatika का मतलब होता है garden or a religious center. Now Vatican is one of the biggest religious center जिसका नाम Vatika से आता है. And जब उस Vatican में excavation चल रही थी, this is around this is 1940, so this is almost 78 years ago, and there were shivlings of Lord Shiva were found, and like that there are many ancient artifacts related to Vedic culture was found. And not only this, is very interesting. If you look at the map of Vatica or Vatican, you see this photo. This is how the Vatican City looks like. Do you see some similarity in this and some similarity in this shivling? Please watch the photo carefully. This is a shivling which was found in Vatican during excavation. And please take a look at the photo of this is today's Vatican City. Let's see what our kids are, yeah, looks like Shivalingam, correct. It looks like that too. And that's what many people infer, that actually the Vatican City was designed after this Shivalingam and follows a design like that. So what is the truth? We don't know, because history is history. We cannot give evidences for everything, but I just wanted to show you, it looks quite similar. However, I don't want to draw any inferences, but just for you to think about it. However, we have already discussed many other evidences of the presence of Vedic culture from Europe, particularly in context of Lord Ram and Ramayana, like that. So with that, we kind of conclude with our Shri Rama's or Ramayana's presence in Europe. Italy was our focus because Italy is one of the ancient countries in Europe. And tomorrow when we meet, we'll be concluding and we'll be having the last session on the series of Ramayana. Yesterday, the discussion on Ramayana was concluded, and we'll just conclude with our Legend of Rama theme tomorrow, where tomorrow we'll talk about Ramayana in America and Africa. America means both North and South America, and we'll also take Africa tomorrow. And with that, we'll conclude this theme. And then you will have a holiday on Saturday and Sunday. We'll meet again on Monday. And from Monday, we'll start Mahabharata as well as Chaitanya Charitamrita, or the teachings and the life of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We'll discuss more about it on tomorrow. So with that, we pause here. Today, we discussed two doubts or two apparent contradictions from Ramayana, and we saw the presence of Vedic culture in Europe. So with that, we pause here. Thank you all for attending. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai. Here we'll now pause, and in case anyone has